Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening here? Back at it again. Going to jump into one of the really sweet features within Digital Unicorn that you can utilize to save you time, make it more efficient, and just really overall process improvement with publishing content. And that's using RSS feeds, otherwise known as really simple syndication. And so you've likely seen some of these before with like news aggregators or podcasting platforms, etc. But I want to show you how to use this in your own particular blog so that you can schedule content to your social without really having to think about it. Set it up once and you're done. And so there's a couple different ways to do this. One's really simple if you have your stuff already within Digital Unicorn because we automatically have an RSS feed link in there. And so you can just pull that, copy it, and I'll show you how to do that within the social planner. If your website's hosted somewhere else, you got a website like on WordPress, let's say, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And it's not as hard as what it might seem, but it can look a little bit overwhelming at first. And so let's hop right into it if we could here. And we're going to go right into, let me share my screen here with you. And we're going to show you the first example here. So hypothetically here, let's say we got our blog within Digital Unicorn. Okay. So I'm going to go to my blog here under sites, blog. You're going to go to the settings button up here, the little gear, and then this little tab over here that says RSS. Okay. Automatically, you'll be able to see what blog it is. I only got one blog in this here, workspace here. I suggest just kind of leaving this alone and letting it be defaulted where it's at. But you have a couple different options about the amount of posts that it's going to be searching within this feed here. And then this is for suggested content that it's going to pull from there as well. And so if you have like a lot of blogs on here, you may not want this, but we'll load both of them so I can just show you what it looks like, okay? But we're going to go and leave it defaulted for right now. But this is the RSS URL. We're going to go ahead and copy that. And from here, we're going to go to the social planner, okay? I got another tab open here. We're going to go into marketing, social planner, and then you're just going to schedule a post like you normally would. But you're going to go down to this RSS post, okay? Really simple. From here, all you do is paste that URL in here, tell it what accounts you're going to want it scheduled to. And as you can see, it automatically already pulled in really the only blog that I have in this blog, but it pulled it out right away. Okay, and from here you can determine a couple different things here. You might want to put a hashtag at the end of it, let's say, or you might want to determine how often it's going to be, combing through the blog to scan it and see how many posts you got here. And so if you're doing this on a daily basis, or let's just say a daily basis, you want to have it checked, you can leave it default to there, and it'll come back and check the feed to see if anything new has been published. And if it has, it'll schedule it for you. Okay. And then you can determine how many posts per day. So if you're really hammering these out and doing multiple blog posts a day, then you can limit what that threshold is. Otherwise, you just do it like that. All right. And then I'm not going to schedule this because I don't want to post it to that channel necessarily, but you're just going to create the post, click that button there, and then that's it. You'll notice if you go to your planner right here, the calendar, you'll see those posts scheduled in there. Now, it's not going to show the actual post, but it's going to have a placeholder to say that, hey, it's going to scan once a day to see if there's any new content on there. So even if you have something that you're doing once a week or once a month, that's okay. You could leave it like that, and it's just going to scan it every day. And when it finds something, it's automatically going to post it for you. Okay. Now let's go back to the other option here that it gave us to load, blog content within the RSS feed, and we're going to go ahead and copy that just so you can see a preview of what that could potentially look like as well. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. RSS posts. Copy that. We're going to pick an account here. And as you can see, it pulled a little bit of the content. Looks like it switched up a little bit of the initial headline here. So in this case, it's not pulling a bunch of different content here. Granted, I only have one blog on here, and so we don't have a lot to choose from. But I would suggest just leaving it defaulted to without this here. You just copy it. Okay. Like I did on the first example. That way you don't, it looks like it's pulling the same stuff here because I don't have a lot of content on this particular blog. But if we leave it how it is, then you're not going to have to worry about having big paragraphs or anything like this from your blog being posted in here. Okay. And that's pretty much the way you do it within the digital unicorn space. Now, let's say you have something hosted on WordPress, for example, and I got a website here, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So from this particular place right here, you might not have anything connected to the back end that gives you an RSS feed, but you want to look at what the feed could potentially be. Now, on most websites, you can just right click and then there's an option to say view inspector. It's not always going to give you that option. So if you're using Chrome like I'm in right now, you can basically have the page opened up, go to your menu here, down to more tools, developer tools, and it's going to open up this fancy looking panel. This is all the CSS stuff, the code behind the scenes here. So this can look a little bit overwhelming, but what we're doing is we're looking for the RSS feed within this part right here, within the code of the main page. So you can just kind of click in here somewhere just so we can do a search. You can do Control F and then just type in RSS, hit enter, and as you'll see, there's two searches that came up. Okay, this first one is just talking about this application with an XML file. And then the next one, if you got to really look at this really close, but you'll see it actually gives you what the URL is here for the feed. So this URL right here, https colon backslash theboisebeat.com/index.php/comment/feed. That's the RSS feed. Okay, so you would want to copy that that particular URL. It's probably not going to let you copy this. Probably can, but it's gonna, yeah, you're gonna have a link address here. I think it's gonna put, oh, it does. Okay, so we're gonna use that feed there. So let's go back in and I'll show you. So in this example, we're gonna do an RSS feed from that one. Paste that and let it load. There you go. So as you can see, it's pulling, and I have a lot of blog content from here. So it's actually going back and scanning from other content that I had on here. So if I told it to schedule X amount, here per day, it's going to have to do some catch up basically because it's going back into the vault a little bit. We've had a lot of content. So this was back in March, as you can see, March 23rd of last year. And so, but that's how you do it. You get the RSS feed from your website, go ahead and paste that in there and you schedule it just the same way as you would have the other way. All right. So hope that excites you because that is really a simple way to get your blog posts up and running and get them scheduled out without having to do all the social scheduling. Because anybody that's been in that space where you have to manage your account, it's enough work to go ahead and get your blog post constructed and created, which we'll do another video on that to try to streamline it for you and help you use AI in order to get this pumped out. But for this example, it was just all about getting an existing blog scheduled out via social. And with what we just showed you here via RSS feeds, takes a lot of the work off of your plate. It's going to save you a ton of time and you can move on to doing other phenomenal things in your business. All right. All right. Hope this catches you during a good time. Hope you're doing well, and we will catch you next time.